We have our Food 24 wine expert, Cathy Marston, joining us in studio, and we're going to talk White Wine 101. Summer's coming up. I know a lot of people want to enjoy a nice white in the hot weather. What can you tell us about what to look for?
Well, there are so many wines that you can actually choose from. I think that it's really trying to work out a style that you actually like yourself. So what we're going to do is that there's three sort of major grape varieties that we are probably the best known for here in South Africa. There's Chenin Blanc, there's Sauvignon Blanc, and there's Chardonnay as well. So I think really I'm just going to give a little sort of rundown on what you could actually expect to get from each one of those grape varieties. So probably the most popular and the one that everyone wants to drink come summertime is Sauvignon Blanc.
Yes.
And you can get them in all sorts of different price categories. You can get them from 30 rand up to about sort of 250 rand, so quite expensive. The thing about a Sauvignon Blanc is that it doesn't often go near an oak barrel. So people that don't like those sort of creamy, nutty, toasty, vanilla-y kinds of flavours, Sauvignon Blanc is generally a very good bet because it doesn't actually normally go in oak. So what you're going to get from a Sauvignon is going to be lots of crisp, fresh, clean, summer, fruity kinds of flavours, maybe some green or yellow citrus fruit, and then try and always look when you're buying a Sauvignon Blanc, try and look what area it comes from. If it comes from a warmer area, then you might get things like passion fruits, grenadillas, more tropical fruit spectrum, and if you like that, then that's absolutely delicious. But if you want something that's a little bit crisper and cleaner and more on the yellow citrusy, then you need to look at Sauvignons that come from coastal regions, so areas like Darling, Durbanville, Hemel and Ardagh, and then the cooler areas of Elim and Elgin as well. So that would be your different kinds of Sauvignon Blanc. Chenin Blanc is something that we should definitely all drink more of, A, because it's really good value, and B, because South Africa is very, very good. We're really good at making Chenin Blanc.
But how good at value?
It's amazing value. I think the thing is that Sauvignon has become so trendy, everyone just thinks that they want to drink Sauvignon Blanc. Yeah. But actually, Chenin Blanc, if you look at the price point all the way up, a Chenin Blanc offers you better value for money at nearly every price point than a Sauvignon Blanc, honestly. It's such a versatile grape, and you can make it in all kinds of different styles. And I think that one of the problems and the reason that people don't drink Chenin Blanc is because they're not always quite sure exactly what style of Chenin Blanc they're actually going to be getting. So you need to look at how much you're paying and try and read the back label. And the best advice of all would be to go and buy it from somebody who knows what they're selling, because they can give you really good advice.
So from a wine farm?
Go from a wine farm, go from a specialist wine retailer like Wine Concepts, Caroline's, Norman Goodfellas, that kind of thing. And they will actually find the Chenin Blanc that you like. Because you can have Chenins that taste actually very, very like Sauvignon Blanc. You can have them where they've got no oak involved and they're crisp and they're fresh and they've got lovely bouncy acidity. And then you can have ones that are a little bit richer and riper and maybe off dry, and then you can have some that have got some oak in there, so they're creamy and they're delicious to have with food. All these different styles of Chenin Blanc.
So there's a very big range with Chenin Blanc.
Massive range, absolutely. So get some advice, go out and try it for yourself, you know. I mean, advice is great, but you're the one who knows if you like that wine. So get tasting. I always say the more you drink, the more you know.
It's really, I like that saying.
Which is, sometimes it means that the less you remember at the end of the day.
But that's okay,
you know, that's
because you learn more things.
Absolutely, yeah. And then Chardonnays as well, also very good for summer. And again, you need to know if you're an oaky person or not an oaky person. And if you're not an oaky person, generally Chardonnays will actually tell you on the label. They're quite good at that. So it will say something like unwooded or unoaked, either on the front label or on the back label. And what you're going to find there is lots of nice fresh sort of melons and tropical fruits and mangoes, but you're not going to have this rich oaky buttery toasty kind of thing. If that's what you want, then you need to look for things on the label that will say things like barrel fermented or wooded or oaked or whatever, and then you know that you're going to be getting much sort of richer kinds of flavours, slightly more complex wines. You may also find that you're going to have to pay a little bit more for them because oak costs a bit more money. But it's just really kind of a, you know, go out and drink more wine, seriously, because there's loads of styles there. That's just 3 grape varieties we've talked about. There's all kinds of different blends and combinations. Just go and try something and find something that suits you.
I really like that homework.
Yeah,
I'm going to get on it tonight.
Please do.
And I just want to talk about temperature. How should we chill are white wines in the summer?
Well, it's an interesting point of view here. I mean, obviously it's very, very hot here in South Africa. So most of our white wines we are going to serve from the fridge. But a lot of people, and I'm as guilty as the next person, put blocks of ice into our wine. I know, everybody does it, you know. I think that it's not a big deal. I mean, it's your wine, it's your money, you drink it how you like. I think just perhaps it's interesting to know what the ice is doing to your wine, because it's not only chilling it down, it also kills the flavours. Okay?
Oh, really?
So what it actually is making your wine do is all the flavours are now sort of shrinking in on themselves like this. Whereas if you have it just a little bit warmer, then the flavours kind of open out a bit more. So, you know, if you're not paying an awful lot for your wine, if it's come from a box or it's, you know, 25 rand or 30 rand, put a lump of ice in it. It's not going to do anything. But if you're paying, you know, 150, you're actually paying quite a lot of money, and you're paying it for those flavours. So try really hard just to serve it from the fridge and not to put ice in it if you can. But it's your call. It's your money. You do what you like. So yeah.
I'll try both.
Okay.